Alright, hello. Ignore this ugly couch, but it's a couch and we ain't gonna complain about it, but I'm in my living room. Anyways, hello, welcome. This is the first video and it will be going up because I've made like 16 billion videos and I never put them up, but that's for another day. And then I made 2 good videos. I mean, editing on point, and then the, like, I guess the app I used wasn't a good thing to use. It deleted everything, and then when I redid it, it wouldn't let me save it to my camera roll so I could send it to it doesn't matter. The point is, if y'all want to ever do a YouTube channel, or y'all want to edit some videos or edit some freaking photos or anything like that, I think it was Splice. Don't use it. Don't use it. Just don't, because that was disrespectful. And if you hear something, it's my broken AC that needs to be fixed because it's getting hotter and hotter and we can't handle this right now. We just can't. But anyways, so hi, my name is Kaitlyn. Nice to meet you. How are we doing? So today we're going to talk about, like, I'm going to do like these, there's going to be different playlists on my like YouTube channel that you can look through. If certain things aren't for you, don't watch it, but if certain things are for you, go ahead to those playlists and just watch them up, and hopefully it's something for you. But if it's not, that's fine. Not everything's for people. It's cool. But I'm going to do a little series is like self-care, because I feel like a lot of people go through things and we don't discuss it like we're supposed to, and that's a little dangerous. I feel like it should be more of a thing that's discussed, especially in younger people as well as like minorities, because I feel like a lot of minorities have been told to be quiet and silenced, especially our younger generation are told to be silenced and ignored about their mental health, and that's not good. Let's not do that. Like, yeah, so I'm just gonna kick this off. This is the first video. It's probably a lot going to be touched on today, but it's not going to be long. I promise it's not going to be long, because why? Nobody got time to be watching like a 20-minute video, unless you do. Well, some of y'all might still be in quarantine, some may not. It just depends on the people. You feel me? Because if you want to watch a 20-minute video, you can, but I'm not gonna make 20 minutes. Anyways, so today for this self-care, because it's a Sunday, self-care Sunday, even though it'll be posted on Tuesday, self-care Sunday on Tuesdays. We're gonna talk about growth, and I'm talking about growth as in maybe in your mental health, not maybe, most definitely in your mental health and where you are now. Like everything that I talk about on self-care, like Sundays, but on Tuesdays or Thursdays, just depends on when it's posted. It's always Tuesdays and Thursdays. Anyways, it's always going to be a personal experience and how I handled it. You do not have to handle it this way, because for one, I'm not an expert. For two, it may not work for you. And for three, I'm me and you are you. Like, only you know yourself, and only I know myself. But I can tell you how I handled it. This is not me telling you what you need to do. It's just me experience, like telling you experience. So, for me personally, growth has been like an issue for me. Sorry, there sounded like there was a dog dying. I hope no dogs are harmed in any way, but that did not sound good if you heard it. Anyways, growth for me has always been a struggle, like a real struggle. And it's not because like, oh, I don't know how, or oh, it's just hard for me. For me personally, I experience it as like, I try to grow and I try to take my mental health, my physical health, my emotional health, spiritual health, all, like, try to take it all and try to bind with it and try to continue on even through the hard times. And I've learned that that's just not the right way to do it. growth takes time. And I feel like a lot of people try to rush into like maybe workouts or maybe mental health or maybe just spiritual health, like rushing into something and not understanding that it takes time. And I want to express that time is on your side. I feel like people are like, we don't have forever, but at the same time, you can't tell people we don't have forever, when actuality, you need to take that time and figure out who you are. Maybe you traveling, or maybe you just staying at home and just figuring out and like laying down your life. So growth for me and how I want to like express it is, you have to understand where you are now. If you don't understand where you are now, then you can't understand where you're going to be next year or 10 years from now, or even tomorrow. You're not going to understand it because you're not taking the time to grow. So what you have done today, like for an example, oh, I want to work out, I want to do all this, I want to eat healthy, I want to meditate more, I want to travel, I want to run a trail like every day. But I said that Saturday and it's Sunday and I'm in my pajamas eating McDonald's, and sounds realistic. I'm not eating McDonald's right now. I ate it earlier, but I didn't eat it right now. And focus. It's like you can't tell yourself like, okay, this is what I want to do, and then you're not trying to make the steps to do it today. So you don't have to go on a trail today. You don't even have to do it. You can plan out your workouts for this coming week. You can plan out your recipes for this coming week. Make a Pinterest and look up healthy recipes to look forward to. Don't pick things that look nasty. Don't pick things that you know you're not going to like. It doesn't make sense to do that, because then you're living someone else's fantasy of how they're doing their healthy routines, or how they're becoming spiritually, notifying how spiritual they become. Like, you have to take the time yourself and go above and beyond to become a better person for you. I feel like others struggle, like it's a hard struggle to like say it. Like, it's easy to say, and then are you going to do it though? And it's all up to you at that point. But I don't want you to feel as though like no one's in your corner, because I feel like a lot of people feel alone when they feel growth. And I feel like that's another problem with growth, is for people that have grown and have just already formed themselves into this amazing person that they want to be, and they know that this is how they plan life and this is where they want to be at. There's still room for growth, but this is where they planned on being. You've probably lost a lot of people on the way. And it's because some people don't understand your growth. Because sometimes your growth doesn't include them, and people can't handle that. But you can't stop your growth because of others. And I feel like that's another thing people struggle with, is stopping your growth because of others. I do that all the time. I stop my growth because of others. I blame myself repeatedly for things that I can't control, when in actuality, it's not my fault, or nor my problem. I can't let my growth be determined by what other people are doing or what they may have to say, because at the end of the day, they're not going to be the one paying my bills in the future. They're not going to be the ones to be like told I have health issues if I don't take the serious precautions to actually get further in life with when it comes to health. You get what I'm saying? They're not always going to be there for you like they say they are. So you have to take into account that yes, they may not be there for you, but that doesn't mean that you have to stop your growth. Growth is a powerful thing, and it comes in different shapes. It comes in mental health, it comes in physical health, it comes in spiritual health, and I feel like it's a lot. Especially, and I feel like it's experienced through many stages of your life. You can experience in your teens, your 20s, your 30s, 40s. There's no limit to your growth. And the best way I've noticed how to go through the growth and how to accept it and make sure that I continue on with it is, I say, maybe if you're not if you're not religious, then maybe you're just have to understand there's always a book that you may have created for your future self has created for you. But for me, I think God has created a book for me, and that book has many chapters of your life, and in those mini chapters, there's sub-chapters. And with those sub-chapters, we may sometimes get stuck because we weren't aware that there were going to be sub-chapters. We just thought chapter after chapter after chapter, we grow, we see, we conquer, and we continue. But every sub-chapter may have you stuck in a way that you may not have understood. Like maybe something tragic happened and you just felt like, I'm down bad, I cannot move. I'm staying right here, right now, because if I move anymore, things are just gonna get 10 times worse. And it's easy to get like that. It's easy to think that, oh, I have to stay in this type of mindset to make sure nothing else happens, nothing else gets worse, when in actuality, that's not the thing to do. Growth is something that it's gonna has to happen. It has to happen because you want it to happen, but it can stop because you want it to stop. But you can't let it stop because of things you've been handed. I feel like we've all been handed like a strong card of, I'm trying not to cuss, but bull crappery. I feel like we've all been handed a card of just awful heartache, and we don't know what to do. We don't know whether to continue on or to just stay right here and just say, this is how it has to be. This is what it is. I'm staying right here in this sub chapter, when that chapter may not be for you. And you have to, that's another thing about growth. It may not be the thing that you wanted. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've always planned on being a doctor, a physician. I've always planned on being an OBGYN. That was my plan. And I've stayed in that sub-chapter, trying my hardest to focus and continue on, trying to make sure that is what I have to be in life. That is what I need to be. It's just the best thing for me. I'm not moving on from that idea. I don't care how hard I have to work, when in actuality, it was killing me to know that I have to stay in this sub-chapter. My brain was just so leveled to this one thing, when there's so many more things in life that make me just 10 times as happier, and I didn't know, because I wasn't trying to venture out. But that's growth. That is growth. Taking the time and saying, okay, maybe I don't need to be a doctor. Maybe I don't need to be a medical doctor, but I can still be a PhD, have a PhD and still be a doctor. It doesn't have to be considered that, like, you can still follow the things that you want to do. It just may not be what you thought for yourself. Like, we all have these things and ideas in our brains. I also thought for like the longest time, when it came to relationships and everything like that, it's all on me. Like, if I stayed with these awful people, or if I stay in this level-mindedness, things will get better eventually. It doesn't get better. That's why you need to like just take the time and say, okay, this is what I can control. I can control what I want to do with my life. I can control who I want to be in a relationship with. I can control what I eat and what I do with my body. I can control what I can do further into the future, and what can change from, if I looked at today, a year from now, or 10 years from now, am I better or am I worse? And I pray to God I be better, because I took the precautions to do better. I feel like it's a lot to take in and understand that life isn't what you thought it was going to be, but that doesn't mean it has to stop right there. Like, I feel like a lot of us, especially younger generations, that feel like, oh, your family's telling you to do one thing, and youth, society's telling you this is what looks good, this is what you need to do. It's just killing you softly. It really is killing you softly. And I feel like it's a lot to take in if you're not willing to understand that things have to change. And some people just may not, like, it may take longer for you to understand that, okay, my growth may take longer than so-and-so's growth, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't continue on growing. That doesn't mean I shouldn't continue on with my path that I've created for myself, or what has God created for me. You have to take that time and that precaution to become that person you want to be. Regardless of what gets thrown at you. You can't control what gets thrown at you. Some things you can, some things you can't. But that doesn't mean you stay in that sub-chapter. You don't stay in that sub-chapter of something you can't comprehend for yourself. I promise you, You need to find, like, you have to do stuff that makes you feel comfortable and makes you happy to go to sleep at night. Because if you're not happy to go to sleep at night, it's just going to be a lot going on in your head. It's going to be a lot of heartache and a lot of mental health issues coming your way if you don't understand that you have to do things for yourself and grow as the person you are, because you're beautiful. Like, regardless of what may be said to you, regardless of what has been thrown at you, you are beautiful and you can handle it. Regardless of anything that has to do with your chapter in your life, it's going to be eventually the next chapter. But you have to keep reading. I feel like it's truly like a book. I feel like some of us, have y'all read a book? It was good, it's getting good, but certain parts may have pissed you off and you said, I'm not going to read it anymore right now. I'm going to read it tomorrow. Sometimes you come back tomorrow because you got to finish it, but sometimes you don't. And it takes a little bit longer to finish the book, when in actuality you could have finished it in a week. Or maybe less than a week. 2 days, 2 to 3 days. It could have been shorter, like it should have been a shorter time of reading, but you took those breaks. And that's creating the chapters to be longer. And I feel like that's what happens in life. You stop at the sub-chapter because you're comfortable. You're comfortable, you're feeling good. This is where you're at. Like, okay, I'm not through this chapter yet, but this is comfortable. Like, I'm making an all right salary. My life is all right. I'm not asking for too much. I have a roof over my head. I have a car to get me to work. I have all these things that I think would be good for me. But you stop right there. You don't continue on your growth. Meaning, why don't you try to aim for something higher? Why don't you try to aim for something more? Like, you've gotten all these things. Now why don't you go on and try to start something else? Why don't you make your mindset up to do something more than just what you have right there? It's because growth takes time, and time people think they don't have, but in actuality time is always on your side. It is always on your side, because you make time for the things that are important to you. If you're not important to yourself, time isn't going to be on your side. If your mental health and physical health and spiritual health is not important to you, time is not going to be on your side. Your days are going to seem a lot shorter than they would if you would have took the time and done all the things you said you would have done. Trust me, I know. I struggle with it all the time. I'm still growing, but I'm not going to keep keeping myself in these stuff. Like, it took a lot to make this YouTube channel. Okay, I've been saying I was gonna do it since January, and here we are June. But you know what, I'm gonna say that 2020 started in June, because the mess that happened, I'm gonna just say it started in June. But the point is, it took time, and I was so comfortable staying in that level set of just like, okay, I've accomplished this, I made it this far, life can't take me anywhere else. I'm comfortable right here. We're not gonna move. We're gonna aim to the bare minimum. We're gonna do the bare minimum, because we're gonna have to keep straight. We gotta keep moving forward. We just gotta keep our head down, but we're gonna stay at this level. We don't need to do nothing more. And it's so easy to get like that. It's so easy to stay like that. And I feel like it needs to stop. I had to take the time and think. It took me crying, me having to see a therapist, me figuring out that, okay, I don't need to stop right here. Because life will not, like, I'm just letting days pass and months pass and nothing getting done except for what I wanted done. And that's the bare minimum. I was only getting schoolwork done. I was going to work. I was tired. I was existing. I wasn't doing what things were making me happy. I was in a beautiful major. The major I was in would have been beautiful for my career choice, which is to be an OBGYN. But it wasn't for me. And I had to figure that out. I had to understand that it wasn't for me. And it was the hardest thing ever to figure out, because I'm a junior. I'm a junior this coming fall. Fall semester. I'm gonna be a junior, and I just changed my major. That's the scariest thing that's ever happened to me, but I wasn't as scared because I had great friends that were in my corner that said, it's okay, it happened to me, You'll get through this, and and it sounds like you're way happier with what you have decided for yourself. And I am. I actually have the mindset to wake up and say, okay, this is what I'm going to get done, and this is how I'm going to do it, and I'm damn sure going to get it done. And that's what I've been doing, and that's what I feel like has made me so happy. I feel like I have taken the steps to further myself and make myself become the person I want to be. And I think that that's what everyone has to do. It's just take yourself out of that sub chapter that you've created for yourself, that you feel so comfortable in, that you feel so comfortable. You don't gotta move. You don't gotta move. Just go stay right here. Take yourself out of it and can continue to read. Continue to read into the next chapter, because you don't know. The next chapter in your life might be 10 times better than the chapter what you were in. That little sub chapter you were in may have been the worst time of your life, but you were willing to stay because it wasn't that bad for you right then and there. Because you probably already experienced worse. You probably thought, this is good. I'm gonna stay right here. But it's not good. You gotta keep moving. You gotta keep moving until you get to the final chapter of your life and you can say, I've done all I could do and I'm happy. You don't want to leave this earth thinking, I'm not happy in what I decided to do with my life. Nothing I did was for me. Nothing I did was to better myself. That's not a good way of living. That's a worse way of living, to be honest. So take that time, experience like just what you want to experience. May it be love or not love. Self-love is literally the best kind of love. I feel like if you took that time and you take the time and you make sure that's what you want to do and make sure this is the path you want to take, then the sky's the limit for you and nothing can stop you from growing into the person you must be. So I hope this helped. Like I said, this is his personal experience. I feel like sharing personal experiences is better than having people think that I'm in this world kind of alone. I feel like no one understands where I am at, because to be honest, probably no one does understand where you're at. But you have to understand that that's just right now. Are you going to stay in that little sub chapter for the rest of this week? Or tomorrow, are you going to start slowly taking yourself out of it? You don't have to rush yourself. Nothing has to be rushed in any type of way. You take your time and you go when you feel comfortable. You take your time slowly. Take your footsteps that you need to take and then continue on. Don't stop because it got a little rough. Because I promise you, life is just going to be like that. But you got to continue no matter what. All right, I think that's all I have to say. Okay, it was 23 minutes, but after a little editing, it might be like 10 minutes. We don't know, but we're gonna keep it going. But thank you for watching. If it was a lot of rambling, I'm sorry. I'm a rambler, and I feel like this is my first like actual video that will go up, has to go up, it will. And I'm going to take it seriously, and that's what I'm going to have to do. All right. And they're in the little description box below. There's going to be my Instagram and stuff like that, and all that fun stuff. Social media. I sound like an old woman when I said, yeah. I'm just gonna be my social media, and it's also going to be my organization's social medias. Yes, I'm starting an organization for mothers of color. It's a community basically. It's going to be how mothers can help other mothers. It doesn't have to just be for women of color, but it's aimed towards women of color. It's to help them create a community, make sure that they're safe and collected, make sure they're prepared for the best way when they're moms or future moms to be, or maybe they're struggling with something. And ultimately it's to help with the morality rate that is seen in Black women, because come on, it's still happening today. Like, it hasn't lowered truly, and that's a problem. So I want to take this time, create an organization, and I hope it grows, and eventually I want to be able to help hire and create a better, safe community for Black women and women of color, because it's not right to be dying over things that are so natural as birth. Anyways, that's it. I hope you liked it. Hope to see you soon. Bye.